Earlier today, Gary Marcus put out a great tweet talking about what AI can't do with story understanding. In fact, someone named Philip put a great image in the thread talking about what computer vision systems can't do with images. And I decided to take this image and find out more about it and show what the angle that we're using to work on with image snippets to try to improve this situation. So I went to reverse image search, try to find out more about this image. There are tons of copies of this online despite the copyrights, but I knew that Pete Souza was the White House chief staff photographer during the Obama administration. So I found the image on Pete Souza's website, I copy the image address, I go over to ImageSnippets, I can add the URL, I can paste the URL into ImageSnippets. Note, we're not actually copying the image here, we're just using the URL and making a thumbnail. So if I view the source to show you what we're doing, we're actually referring straight to the JPEG on Pete Souza's site. I can now run this AI API, Clarify, which is one that we go out to see what it can see about an image. In fact, it can show you that it sees some interesting stuff that may or may not sort of go with this picture. It does show politicians and groups together and things like that. It really doesn't understand what's going on in the story. But it's a good thing. Pete Souza put a lot of metadata embedded in the image, which of course we got when we imported the URL. So we can see that he's the creator, and we can even see the copyright notice, which says that we really shouldn't be using this using this image, sorry. So, but he did put a good description of what was going on and where it was. So it did happen to be at the University of Texas in the locker room, and President Obama was making a joke with his trip director, Marvin Nicholson. Now I'm just going to show adding a couple of triple tags just for the effect, but I could put a lot more metadata in triples on this image. But for now, I'm going to just show that I can take a region. I can take this region and say this region shows Barack Obama. Then I can also say that this image conveys a joke. And I will look that up on and get the version of joke that is in Wikidata. I can save this image like that, and then I can go do a search, and I'll show you how this would actually be able to be found by any semantically aware process. So let's just say I search for the president. All right, and I now can see that this image came up under shows the president. And then I'm going to look for humor. And I can refine the search to look for humor. I'm going to select the Wikidata version of humor. And in fact, there is the photo talking about a joke, but I looked up humor and the president, and those triples, it just shows you that a few triples can go a long way. And so then, just for fun, I'm going to take this image, I'm going to be able to share it. I'm going to take my URL for our image, go back over here to the tweet, respond to Philip and say, here is the image with description. I will paste this, put that in. For the video, now when I go look at this, I will be, at some point it would resolve this as a thumbnail, but if I click on it, it goes back here. In fact, you can flip this and read all of the metadata that Pete Souza put on this. But as you'll notice, it clearly states that it's provided by the White House as a courtesy and can only be printed by the subjects in the photo for their personal use only. So I'm going to follow the copyrights on this image, the copyright intentions of Pete Souza. And despite the fact that we could use all this nifty metadata with it, I think that it would probably be the right thing to do to delete this image. So I'll come back over here, select it. Now that the video is done, delete the image. There we go. So, and I will remove that tweet. Okay. All right. Great demo of a little semantics going a long way, which is actually a Jim Hendler quote. Okay. Have a good day.